Being back with us and just finding out more about Neale and his life journey. So Neale, I know with when you're out here back in, gosh, I think it was 2003, the old Banquet of the Soul with Tom Hartman. I was there, amazing day with both of you. And you were sharing about when you came home, wife and kids gone, furniture gone, and, you know, raced upstairs, her clothes are gone, yours are there, and you're gone, oh, the robber was a female. I mean, as you said, the mind tries to make sense. How many children have you had?
I have 9 children.
How many?
9.
9? Wow. To the one woman?
No, no, no. No one would put up with me that way. not even remotely possible.
Gosh, 9 children.
Yeah.
From what ages?
Well, the youngest is now 16.
Yeah.
And the oldest are in their mid-40s, in their early 40s, 42, 43.
So what do they think of what Dad does in the world?
You'd have to ask them, really.
Yeah?
I wouldn't presume to, I mean, from what they tell me, but again, like the moviegoers, nobody says, Dad, you know, you're nuts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they don't do it often anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but I presume that they're feeling good about all that's occurred in my life. Mm-hmm. Several of them have made it clear to me that they're very proud. Mm-hmm. Of me, I guess. It's a difficult question to answer because it sounds so self-serving. Mm-hmm. But I think that my children are happy for me and happy for themselves at all that's happened.
Are you fairly protective of that part of your life? Because everything else?
More than fairly protective.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to understand, very few areas of my life anymore, very few moments in my life that are private. Mm. I mean, let me tell you how extreme it is. I was in Los Angeles 3 years ago to do a Body, Mind, Spirit festival, or Body, Mind, Spirit conference there. Mm-hmm. And of course I walk in at a place like that, everybody knows me. I'm not widely known on the street, but at a place like that, everybody. You know, there were 10,000 people there and they all knew me. Mm. So there was no place to hide, and I didn't expect to be able to hide there. I understand what the game is. But at least I thought I could enjoy a few moments' peace in the men's room. But no, I'm in the men's room, in the stall, and underneath the stall door comes a book. Mr. Walsch, would you mind? And I thought, my life has just ended. Mm. I can't even be in this private place, in this private way, without somebody asking for my autograph. So I realized that I could no longer experience life in any rational way.
Gosh.
If I step out of my house. So I've had to have a new idea what life is going to be about for me.
This may seem like a strange question.
I was at the hotel in Sydney just the other day. I mean, I'm in the other side of the world from where I live. Yeah. A strange person walks up to me in the middle of the hotel lobby in Sydney, Australia, and says, "You're Neale Donald Walsch." And I said, "That's exactly right. That's who I am." And so I realized, and of course she wanted to converse with me and get some, how do I put this gently, FaceTime. And I understand that. I do understand. All of us who have placed ourselves in the public spotlight know what it is that we're doing. Nobody's breaking our, twisting our arm to do it. But I don't think that any of us could really realize ultimately the extent to which your privacy evaporates, completely disappears. So I have promised my various wives and my various children.
How many wives have you?
I've been married 6 times. And I've promised all of them that I would not invade their privacy. One of them asked me, because we're all good friends, all of us, but one of them called me when the book started really selling, and she said, is there any way you could keep me out of that spotlight as your last gift to me? Wow. So I've made that promise.
And fair enough, and that leads me to this next question, which may sound like a strange one. Any regrets? I mean...
Oh my God, in my life you mean?
No, I know when the Banquet of the Soul you said you had many. In getting this work out there and getting these books out there...
No regrets regarding that.
Yeah.
No,
So the loss of personal, you know.
You know what?
Yeah.
I was having dinner once with Shirley Maclaine. I shouldn't name drop, but
Oh, please do. She's one of my other favourite writers,
well,
etc.
you know, she'll say, Neale, did you have to do that? But we are friends, and she had me to her place once in Malibu, and we were just enjoying a quiet dinner together. She was in the kitchen rustling up some veggies for us. You know, we sat down on the floor. She has a very low table. It's a floor table, actually. We sat down on the floor and started chopping on our veggies, and she said, so how's it going? And I told her a story similar to the one I just told you. I said, oh man, you know, I've just completely lost my privacy, and I can't live life the way I used to anymore. She stopped me in the middle of it. You know, I'm telling this to Shirley Maclaine, for God's sake. She can't walk down the streets of Timbuktu without being instantly recognized by everybody, you know. She just pulled me to her, put my face right next to hers, and she said, is that your biggest complaint? She said, Neale, grow up. You know, God has given you this wonderful, wonderful world stage. And if you want a world stage on which to send a world-changing message, that's a small price to pay. And I looked at her and I started to cry. I mean, just tears came to my face. I said, Shirley, thank you for waking me up.